proceed.
Nikam sir, please make Gauri ma'am co-host.
Yes, she is co-host now.
No, sir, she is not.
She is muted. Yes. Hello.
Okay, ma'am, you can proceed.
Okay, sir. We will.
Gauri ma'am.
Sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I request you to make chat box off because participants start immediately disturbing others.
Okay, fine.
Open only when we require answer.
Okay, fine.
Gauri madam, is there any network problem?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, 8 minutes.
Hello. Gauri ma'am, you can continue.
Hello.
You can continue, ma'am.
Okay. It's my privilege to welcome such a woman, Dr. Mrs. Mangal Agent. I heartily welcome you, ma'am. I feel great honor to welcome Honorable Dr. Hemant Sinare, sir, Director, Vanzari Group of Institutions. Welcome, sir. I consider it a great honor to welcome Dr. Salim Chauhan, sir, Principal, GWCT. Welcome, sir. It's my honor to welcome Honorable Professor Manoj Murthere, sir, Convener FTP, Principal, GWCT, Polytechnic. Welcome, sir. I welcome all the participants in today's session. It's my great pleasure to introduce today's renowned speaker, who is a role model for every woman and an idol of knowledge and wisdom, Dr. Mrs. Mangal Dain. Dr. Mrs. Mangal Dain is working as Assistant Professor, Department of Electrical, AISSMS College of Engineering. Ma'am has 29 years of total professional experience, including more than 12 years experience as the head of Electrical Engineering Department. Ma'am has done ME in Power Systems, PhD in Electrical Engineering, and is a Leadership Fellow of East West Center, USA. Ma'am was selected for leading the Leaders Program of renowned East West Center, USA, and was one of the 25 team members selected from standing among Asia Pacific regions, not at international level, which includes several best teacher, best head of department, and recognition of excellence award at institute levels, and distinguished women engineer, women researcher, leading educator awards at national international levels. Ma'am has 3 YouTube channels and published many technical books for 4 states of Indian universities, more on different topics related to improving quality education in 5 international countries, UK, Taiwan, Singapore, Thailand, and USA, for her professional work, and worked as a keynote speaker, session chairman, presenter, speaker, technical advisor, technical program committee member, coordinator, and reviewer at reputed IEEE and other international conferences and workshops. At present, ma'am is working as a senior member of IEEE and a member of planning committee at International for developing online course of Indo-Universal collaboration of engineering education for engineering college teachers. Her main interest is in working for holistic development of educational institutes by coaching, counseling, organizing, facilitating workshops for multi-dimensional development of faculty, staff, and students. I would like to invite such a great knowledgeable personality, Honorable Dr. Mrs. Mangal H. Sen.
Thank you, Gauri madam, for giving my wonderful introduction. Now, I would like to offer my sincere thanks to the management of Govindarav Vanjari College for giving me this opportunity. Thanks to Dr. Salim Zaman, principal, who has also offered me invitation to give session in this national FDP. Thanks to coordinator and organizing team members, and thanks to participant. Now, I would like to start my session. I want to have some control, disable participants annotation. Let me have control. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You can do it.
Okay, just I'm making some controls. Okay, fine. So can I start? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, a very great morning to all of you, dear participants. Today, I would like to present on the topic mapping of PO vision, COPO, COPSO, strategies, tools, techniques for strengthening. As you know, our national FDP is on Introduction to Outcome-Based Education. In last 3 days, speaker has given brief idea about the outcome-based education, what is meaning of the outcome-based education, and what is accreditation and what it requires, and how we can increase our learning outcome. The topic of the national FDP is also enhancing quality of teaching learning process. My today's session will be related to first criterion of NBA accreditation on outcome-based education. So I welcome all of you in my session. Let us start. Now, I would like to deliver contents. As you know, I had already created participants WhatsApp group to have your difficulty in the area and which points you would like to focus, because we have limited time. So I have created Google Form sheets, and about 220 faculties or participants, I have seen the feedback and your requirement, and I try to accommodate few points, but few points you can call me at any time and ask. So let us have about the content of my topic. I would like to introduce the topic, then mapping concept, clear-cut mapping concept, because we do mapping without understanding the meaning of mapping. So let us have clear concept of mapping, then hints for mapping, mapping of institute's vision and mission, because as per accreditation, we require to map our vision, mission in consistency form. There they have not used word mapping, but I am saying mapping only. Then correlation of institute's vision mission with departments. This is also expected, where we are neglecting this correlation of institute's vision mission with departments vision and mission. Then logical requirement of mapping process. Generally 99% mapping is done arbitrarily, putting 1 and 2, 3 levels without any logic, but we required logic to use putting levels, so that we'll discuss today. Then devising method of analysis for splitting PO in 3 levels, so that you can carry out in detail sitting with your department staff and head of the department. I would like to give only 2-3 ideas how we can do this. Then mapping of PO and mission. then mapping of POPO and mapping of COPSO. So these three requirements are there, clear cut in table form in accreditation. So we'll see these details. Strengthening of mapping strategies, tools and techniques. So I would like to deliver some tips and techniques where we can strengthen our mapping so that we can increase our attainment level. So let us see one by one. So after my session, what will be outcome? Outcome after my session, which I am expecting and you need to show, you will identify connect between the two terms. All the terms what we have seen, vision, mission, PO, PSO, PO, CO, you will identify connect between the two terms. Then you will able to recognize importance of mapping in clear cut. Why mapping is so important? Because it is the base of outcome based education. If mapping is not perfect, we will not have our good attainment levels also. So this importance you will identify, then establish the correlation between all the two terms, analyze PO into distinct PO elements, because 1, 2, 3 levels we have to put for mapping by splitting each and every PO into PO elements. So 12 POs are there. We need to classify each PO into different PO elements. So you will able to analyze this PO into distinct PO elements, then create map or mapping, evaluate mapping, because after mapping it also requires how we have done mapping, evaluate ourselves. So you will be able to evaluate your own mapping and then apply tools, techniques to strengthen the mapping levels after you will evaluate your mapping. So I have created Google form. After this session, I am expecting you will do some little exercise assignments, and I would like to check also. I would like to give guidance also even after my lecture. So hope you will do that. So let us start with this. Whenever we see first criterion of outcome based education, it's vision, mission, values, goals. Now, when we see vision, mission, values, goals, what is important for all these terms? Concept is required. We have to define this vision, mission, values, goals. So definition is also important. What is the important? What is vision? What is mission? So definition of all these terms. Then what is significance? Why we need to frame our institutes, departments, vision, mission. Then statement formulation. We have to formulate our vision, mission, values, goals. Process of formulation is also important. In what way we have formulated institute's vision? In what way we have formulated department's goals? So process of formulation is too much important than the statement. Notification. We have formulated our statement, but how we have intimated, notified it at the institute level, outside the institute level, to our stakeholders and in the college also. And after notifying, how we are implementing our vision, because definition and intimation is not only sufficient, but implementation of that vision, goals are also important. So this is very important. And after this comes mapping. So all these terms we need to map. We need to have consistency among these terms. Then assessment, we have to assess our own vision, mission, values, goals. We have to find out attainment also, and we have to do Kaizen, continuous. We have to improve our all these mapping and attainment levels and have the strengthening. Out of all these concepts, I'm going to only focus on the mapping because today's scope is very limited. It's introduction to outcome-based education, but each topic or each content can have one session. So I'm focusing only on mapping, and few tips I will give to strengthen that. So if we see the accreditation criteria, this I'm considering for UG course. There is little bit difference for Polytechnic. So first criteria I'm talking today, vision, mission and program educational objectives. It is for 60 marks. Tomorrow I will cover a second criteria of 120 marks. So if we see vision, mission, PO, these criteria goals, let us see 60 marks, how we can analyze these 60 marks. We have to see where it is important, what factors are important. So vision, mission statement have only 5 marks. As I said, statement of PO has only 5 marks. Dissemination, because how we have implemented it, how we are disseminating it, it has 10 marks. But what is important? See, process of defining. Process of defining is having 25 marks. And unfortunately, I have seen many institutes don't focus on this. And even if they focus on process, proofs are very weak. And consistency is also important. Consistency is for 15 marks. So today we are focusing on how consistency we can keep between the terms. So you have seen in the first day, Dr. Chandrasekhar has shown you this picture. Now I would like to see this picture and I would like to ask one question, what this picture represents. Only in one word you need to think and you need to answer. Now I would like to ask organizer to keep chat box on. Chat box. This picture also you can see where I have also attended this session. This picture also you can see. From the two pictures, you can tell me what you have observed in this picture. Here it is value, mission, then goals and strategies, and here it is vision. So participant, please use chat box and tell me in these two pictures what you have observed. No, Vishesh, please. I would like to request give the answer. What you are observing in the picture. Flow diagram. Manish has answered flow diagram. Okay, next. Only one answer I got. Objectives of the institute. Sushant has answered. Key institute of CBE. Process of vision, mission, design. Only one word I am saying. Objective.
Hello, madam.
Yes.
Should I answer?
Yes.
Actually, our CO, POs, and PSOs should be such that that should help to achieve our mission and vision.
Yes.
So
Yes,
mission
correct.
is the path to achieve the vision. So that's why
Yes.
that flow is like that. In the bottom, PO, PSOs are given, then PEOs.
Yes.
POs means after graduation, 3-4 years, the graduates should be able to do. That is expected from the graduates after 3-4 years. That is included in the PEOs.
Yes.
And all these should be PO, PSO, PO that should be such that you should be able to achieve your vision of the institution.
Yes, correct. Now, sir has answered very nicely. So I am closing now chat box. Now see, this figure indicates the relation between mission and vision. Our mission is road to the vision. We have to reach to the vision through the mission, observing and obeying our values and goals and strategies. So this is showing just the mapping. It is in one word, I can say, it gives the mapping. It shows the mapping. Now, reflection 1. You have seen this. You have answered in the chat box. Number of answers came. What you observed in the picture. And sir has answered in a very detailed way. Now, let us see what is mapping. So, mapping is a graphical representation. Just now you have seen the picture. That is in one word. I can say that was also mapping. Mapping can be in a different way, in a graphical different way, in a picture way. So what is mapping? We are discussing today mapping. So mapping is a graphical representation of procedure, process, structure. It can be procedure, process, structure, or system that depicts arrangement and relationship. So sir has explained very nicely relationship between vision and mission. So that explains relationship among different components. Traces, flows, he has answered it is also flow, and many participant has also answered it was the flow of energy. It can be flow of energy, goods or information transfer, materials, money, personal. You can see in detail mapping of the meaning on this website. Now with respect to our objective, let us see vision, mission of the institute. What is the mapping or what can be relation? So vision and mission of the institute has to be first, then vision and mission of the department, suppose civil, mechanical, electrical department. And now if we focus on one department, then POs. So see this relation. First vision, mission is at highest, then vision and mission of the department, then comes second level, then POs will be at third hierarchy. So POs, as Chandrasekhar also explained, POs are after graduation, 4-5 years of our graduate, where they are working in the company. So when we are framing POs, that has to be in terms of their job placement and entrepreneurship. So after 4 or 5 years, where we look our graduates. So these are program educational objectives. Then PO and PSO, these are for graduate levels. I don't want to start my video because my signal is weak. So I have switched my video purposefully off, and I don't want to disturb audience. They have to focus on my content. This photo I purposefully kept in my slide. So sorry, I can't start my video. Request was there to start my video. Signals are weak, and I don't like video while giving lecture because that distract the participants. I want to focus on content, full content. So PO and PSO are our 4 years where we have to concentrate program outcomes and program specific outcomes. Here I will just brief what is PSO, because yesterday I have seen one difficulty. What is PSO? We have 12 POs. Now, as an electrical engineering department, if I say I'm concentrating on my AISSMS electrical engineering department, we have 12 POs. So AISSMS electrical graduate, what is the specialty of electrical AISSMS graduate? That I will define as a PSO. So head of the department and faculty of the department has to decide where we are strong, depending upon the faculty's capability, depending upon the specialty of the courses, training, where they would like to focus out of 12 POs. So if electrical engineering department of AISSMS would like to focus on 2 POs out of 12 POs, then we can frame those 2 POs as a PSO in addition to values and abilities. Means 4-dimensional aspects has to be there on PSO: skills, knowledge, and values, ability domain. So these are program specific outcomes. This will be specialty of AISSMS. Then another college will focus on different POs, so they will be their PSO. So that is simple difference between PO and PSO. Then COs of various courses. So if we will see this mapping, unfortunately I have observed vision and mission of the departments are framed in a very different way. Suppose institute is defining that institute would like to go to Delhi, then civil department will specify that they would like to go to Kanyakumari, somebody will say to Bombay, another department will say to the Calcutta. So please remember, we have to focus on vision and mission of the institute. Generally, they are taken from the internet glorious language without understanding vision and mission of the institute. So please focus on this. And if institute is saying that we will go to Delhi, all department has to focus how they will go to Delhi. And vision and mission has to map with vision and mission of the institute. That I would like to say in this my session. So if we say the mapping, now see, this will be the vision of department. Then these will be mission statements. All of institutes or departments might have formulated mission statements. If number of times mission is written only one sentence, if it is written in only one sentence, it needs to divide into 2, 3, at least 3, 4 elements. So these will be mission statements. Then PO, you can say, suppose 4 POs are there. Then these 12 POs, now diploma has 7 POs. Then course outcome of 1 subject, 2nd subject, 3rd subject, and these are learning outcomes. So at least we should focus on this. So mapping has to map every PO to the mission statements. Program education objectives of the department has to map with the mission. That we will see. So PA1, how it is linked with mission 1, mission 2, mission 3, mission 4. So this mapping, PO2, how it is linking with the different mission statements. Now every PO1, we have to also map with the POs, and say CO, course outcome, has to map with all POs. And generally this mapping becomes weak. As you can tell me, all we are observing that we can map our course outcomes with only 3 or 4 PO, unfortunately. Here I will give guidance how we can map all these remaining PO. Many faculties don't know how to improve this mapping, and they say nothing is there in course outcome. No, it is not there, because accreditation is giving us opportunity for the university which are affiliated under bridging curriculum gap and content beyond syllabus, where we can formulate our current curriculum with reference to the weekly map POs. So everything we need to map in a very good way. So it doesn't mean that syllabus is having only on 3 POs, 4 POs. No. So that we'll discuss in detail. So now reflection 2. Now just go to menti.com. I would like to have your reflection, because already I told you keep mission vision of the institute and departments with you. So please go on menti.com and just put code 335474 and answer whether your institute's mission maps with vision. Whether your institute's mission maps with vision, because I want to give indication where we need to work. Whether your institute's mission maps with vision of the institute, and whether institutes and departments visions are consistent. Start answering. Only one answer I got. Go to menti.com. Yes, 2 answers are there. Okay, all are saying yes. But after my session, this answer will change. Go to menti.com, put up code 335474, because this you may not answer me openly because I'm asking something related to institute. So I know you will hesitate to give answers openly. So you can say no, so that I'm taking in a secret way, so that whose answer is what we can't identify. Okay, only 14. How many participants are there? 254. 254 participants are attending and only 17 has answered. And all are answering yes. Okay, all are answering yes for the whether institutes and departments missions are consistent. Now answer this question, whether institutes and departments vision are consistent. Second question. Okay, all are answering yes. Yes, no answer, good. I know after my session, number of answers from yes will switch over to no. That is what it is today's objective of the session. You have to understand clear meaning of consistency and the mapping. So 3 are no, good. So I can say 5, 6 persons have understood real meaning, or may not, their institute might have formed in a correct way. Both opportunities, possibilities are there. Okay, 30 versus 7, 8. So, okay, time is less. So only think on that. Later on, you can think on this question. Okay, so you have answered whether your institute's mission. Okay, then we'll discuss again. Now, what do you mean by vision? Please write down on paper. I always like to have participants to do work in my session, because already I am focusing on head involvement, heart involvement, and hand involvement. That is my way. We must involve 3H in our session. Might be any lecture, might be any session, might be any talk. Hand, head, and heart should be there. So what do you mean by vision? Forget now, just write down what is your vision. Please write down your vision, your own vision, because we must understand from our personal case, then only we can go to institute and department. So what is your vision? Write down in only one word. Participants, only write down on your paper. I don't want now any chat box or multi.com. So write down your vision. Now let us take simple vision. My vision, I am telling you, my vision right now for understanding the concept. Vision is a dream. What is vision? Vision is a dream, ambition, goal, aim, target, or desire, our objectives, our want. So let us have our vision is beautiful farmhouse. Let us have our vision at this moment to have the beautiful farmhouse like this. Now, for this vision to have beautiful farmhouse, what can be mission steps? Please write down mission step, at least 1 or 2 mission steps. To have a beautiful farmhouse like this, what can be our mission? Mission is a road path which takes us towards vision. So if I want to have beautiful farmhouse, what can be my roadway, pathway, or steps so that this dream will get manifest? So reflections 3, write down your mission steps. 1 to 4 ISN, but at least write down 2. Now no chat box, no menti.com, but your picture, I request your picture to me. I don't know how. Just to trigger yourself, to have your attention in my session. Now your picture should come to me. I don't know how. No chat box, no mentimeter.com. I want your picture to me. What you have written, your vision, mission steps for beautiful farmhouse might be 1 or 2 mission steps. Your picture, what you have written on your paper should come to me in picture form. Be quick. I don't know how. Your picture should come to me. That's all. So reflection 3, why reflection we need to take? Because Dr. Prasad has told metacognitive level. Metacognitive level means thinking to think, thinking how to think. So I am telling how to think for vision and mission, how our mission is so important that it must take towards our vision. I want your picture, participant. Think how you can give me your picture without using chat box and without using mentimeter.com. I will give 1 minute. If I will get somebody's picture to me, I can give some gift, appreciating gift to that participant. Be quick. 1 minute, your picture, what you have written on paper should come to me. That's all. Picture means written. Just have the photo, what you have written on your paper, and just make your picture come to me. 262 participants are attending. At least 1 I am expecting. Okay, I will give 1 minute to think again. By that time, I will explain what can be mission. My mission, my vision is to have beautiful farmhouse. My mission to create the finance through, because first thing, I must have finance. If I don't have finance, then I cannot have farmhouse. Then to possess a beautiful land, I must have beautiful land. If I want beautiful farmhouse, beautiful land has to be there. Then to construct a home, mission can be to construct a home and have the garden or farm surrounding it. Now sequence of 3rd and 4th step can be changed. It can be simultaneously. First we can create garden, then we can start home building. And goals will be still at minor level to earn good salary package. If I want finance, how I can create finance? I must have good salary, or somebody must donate me. Somebody must donate me the land. That can be the goal or the donation of the land. To keep updated knowledge of real estate, because I want beautiful land, so I must have contacts with real estate. Visit similar places and develop contacts. Develop interest and maintain hobby among family members if I want good farmhouse. So mission and goals. Mission will be the large steps. Goals will be minor steps towards each mission. So if I want beautiful farmhouse, my first step should be finance or land. Land I must have possessed land earlier, or somebody should donate me, or I must create the finance. So this has to be first step. Then second step, I must have a beautiful land. After finance, I will have land, and then I can construct home or garden. So if you say mission has to take towards the vision. Now again, you will see your institute or department's mission and vision and just see and check it whether your mission statements of department will lead to the vision. Whether they are in sequence. Sequence is very important. Whether sequence is important, is correct. Check your mission of department and vision of department or institute. If you are not formulated for department, check for the institute. So I could not get anybody's picture. So see, first vision, if we have beautiful farmhouse, I must have first land, farm I can start, construction I can start parallel. This sequence can be changed, but finance sequence can be changed, cannot change. And then I can have beautiful farmhouse. So this is the way of my beautiful farmhouse. I have created, it's existing already, because I take session on manifesting our dreams and goals, also goal setting, coaching, all are my favorite topics. So after my this session, many told me that you generated a dream of farmhouse in us. Yes, I want to involve heart also. So let us, today's session will create some good vision or good vision, dream or ambition in you. That was also purpose. So if I won't focus on or fail any one mission, then suppose I will not focus on creating finance, I will not write down in my vision, then what will happen? Will my vision will manifest? If I will not focus on possessing a beautiful land and I will just possess a land, that's all. It's not beautiful land surrounded by lush green forest or hill areas, beautiful nature, then will that farmhouse will be a beautiful? No. So I have to focus on all these mission steps. Missions are very, very important. Sequence is very important. So if I can say to become a recognized excellent teacher, instead of this vision is a beautiful farmhouse, then I will say to become a recognized excellent teacher. Generally, we take sentence from internet and we write down anything in the mission statement, and unfortunately our mission don't lead us to the vision. That's what I want to say. You can again check with your institute's vision mission. Now this I will like to repeat after my session. You think and just answer again now whether your institute's mission maps with vision, whether your institute's department vision are consistent. Check for the sequence of the steps. Now let us see what NBA norms says. NBA norms vision, mission, program, educational objectives. Already I told it's 60 marks. Now in 1.1 it is written, vision statement typically indicates aspiration. Institute's vision mission statements has been asked. Why NBA has asked vision mission statement? To ensure consistency. So consistency is very important, and this consistency is having number of marks that already I told. So consistency means what? I have just discussed whether sequence of mission are correct, whether really our mission leads to our vision. That consistency NBA committee check. They don't check the glorious language and very high-fi vision and mission. Let the vision and mission may be simple. Are you relating to that, and how much you have is manifested them, and how many are remaining? That is very important. So if you would like to do assignment, whether institute vision and mission are consistent, yes, no problem. If it is no, then what can be done? Think what can be done and what can be sequence of statements and justify consistency, because NBA committee tells us to justify consistency between the institute's vision and mission, okay, and justify consistency between the department also. So these are different assignments we take in workshop. Now NBA also says 1.3 criteria, process of defining. Already I told process of defining is important. Establish consistency of PO with mission. Yes, now we have to focus on mapping of mission and PO means consistency. 15 mark it is asked. So we need to complete this table. So see, this is consistency, but I am saying it is mapping only. So mapping of every program educational objective statement with mission 1, mission 2, mission 3. We have to write down. And generally we mark the levels low 1, moderate 2, and substantial high 3. So just we mark 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, depending upon our ideas, our perception, or those who will write down criterion in charge or whatever. That is not the way. They ask you the justification, why you have put here 1, and why you have put here 2, and why you have put here 3. Justify what is the logic for 1, 2, 3. So that we need to discuss in today's session. So mapping of PO with vision, you need to complete in this way. Now see, it is also mentioned M1, M2, M3 are distinct elements of mission statement. Enter correlation levels 1, 2, 3 defined below. If there is no correlation, put dash. Just now I said it may not correlate. So just mention the dash. So we will see how to complete this table. Same technique I will tell you in PO. Same way you can think for here PO and mission also. So let us discuss how to form the logic for this 1, 2, 3. That is the objective of today's session. So reflection 4 is how to analyze 1, 2, 3. Many participants has written that they have written 1, 2, 3 logically. Put in your chat boxes what logic you have put for 1, 2, 3. So I would like to have your college what logic they have put for 1, 2, 3. Put in chat boxes. Okay, I will see after some time. Organizer, please open chat box. By that time, I will start next topic. Those who have written answer in my pre-survey that yes, you use logic. I would like to see your logic. So put your logic in what 1, 2, 3 way you have analyzed your logic for might be PO or PO mission statements. So mapping of curriculum gap with PO PSO. This is also important because when we will do mapping of CO PO and CO PSO, that mapping is very important with the curriculum gap. So mapping of curriculum gap is also important. This I will take in tomorrow's session, curriculum gap, because for curriculum gap to map with PO PSO, it is highly important to first create CO PO mapping and create CO PSO mapping. Unless and until we don't create CO PO mapping, we cannot go towards curriculum gap. So let us complete in today's session. For finding curriculum gap, it is required first to execute CO, PO, PSO mapping. That's why I told you, you bring your mapping. So let us see how we can map CO with PO. So if these are course objectives, this course 1, and then I have to map with the all 12 POs, how I can create the mapping. So to formulate CO, it is important because if I want to map my CO with PO, if I will not focus on formulating CO in a correct way, I cannot map CO with the 12 PO. It is not necessary that one CO has to map with all PO. It is also not necessary that suppose I have my 4, 5, 6 COs in my course, that all COs has to map with at least one PO. No, it's not like that, but mapping has to be strong. Mapping has to be strong. If you say our course is only focusing on 3 or 4 POs, and where is the scope for all remaining 8 POs, and there will be dash, 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 then it's weak mapping. So if you want good mapping, you have to frame CO. In fact, it is a reverse process. To frame CO, you have to consider PO. And after framing CO, you have to map with PO. Both way, process are both way in NBA, top to bottom and bottom to top. Everywhere NBA focuses on both approach, top to bottom, bottom to top. So here you can say, formulate CO very nicely, keeping all POs in mind. And my experience is that if you'll keep all 12 POs in your mind, your every activity will be very good way. You need not think anything, only just keep 12 POs in your heart. So to formulate CO, it is important to understand various dimensions of each PO for judicious treatment of a course to establish connect between two. So 12 POs are there. How to remember this 12 PO? You keep the dimensions or classes of the POs in mind and just focus on the dimensions. So I will just give some hint how to frame CO, because we don't know, so that is not objective of session, but let us talk in a little way. So dimensions of PO I just told. Now this Dr. Prasad also said, unfortunately, Indian education is on cognitive levels only. We have not gone to metacognitive level. And I will say Indian education is only up till now, before 4 or 5 years, it was only one dimension. Only it was based on the knowledge dimension. Only knowledge, Gokam Patti, Pat Kara, explain Kara, recall Kara, remember Kara. So only recalling knowledge, just learn and recall it and put in, mug it and put it in the answer paper. So that was the education system. Now focus has been given to the skills, but unfortunately it is only at hub dimension. So at present, our higher education system is 1.5 hub dimension. Whereas accreditation has focused 3 dimensions and I focus on 4 dimensions. So first dimension is knowledge, second dimension is skill, and third dimension is behavior. So if you'll see these three dimensions, you have to focus on framing CO. So if you want to frame CO, just keep three dimensions in your mind, or just keep these three questions. What knowledge should students possess? Knowledge. First dimension. What should they do? What they be able to do? And what skills should they demonstrate? So already I told knowledge means head, what they should able to do means hand, and what skills they demonstrate means again hand. So see, this CO framing should have three dimensions. Cognitive means knowledge, psychomotors means the movements, what will the students completing this able to do, movement, hand involvement, and affective domain. Third is affective domain. So affective domain means what students completing this course care about or value or prefer to behave. So this already I told you, head, hand, and heart. Three simple H I am remembering always. And if you will keep these three H in your mind, your every activity will be very good way. So every session, every lecture, every CO framing, focus on head, hand, and heart involvement. That's why I created a feedback before taking the sessions. That was for heart-to-heart connections, feelings, your values, to see your attitude. I got your attitude also. So understanding PO, I would like to have 4 classes or 4 dimensions. Divide PO in 4 dimensions. You sit together in your department and divide PO in 4 dimensions. And if you will keep these 4 dimensions in your mind, it is not necessary that Mangal then will focus on all the 4 dimensions and her CO should map with all 4 PO. No, Mangal then can focus on these 2, and then another staff member can focus on this dimension, another 2-3 can focus on this. So in a department, HOD need to sit together with the staff member depending upon the specialty. Like I say, I just focus on values, behavior, lifelong learning, ethics, and self-learning. So Mrs. Dhend always like to focus in her teaching learning session. So she will consider while framing CO this dimension, she will put all these words in CO framing along with the course content, and then her mapping of CO with this PO will be very strong. Then Dr. Chavan, suppose the principal sir is taking, he will focus on this teamwork, communication, management, finance. Then as a department, this PO, CO mapping will be strong. Another faculty is focusing on tools usage, modern tool usage. They know various software tools. They know various advanced tools, and they will have some activity from the faculties based on advanced tool uses. Then 2-3 faculties will show in their course using this modern tool usage. Students will do activity and students will show the ability to use that softwares. So as a department whole, my team or my department will have strong mapping of this CO with PO, because every course first mapping is to do, and for department level, all course mapping has to do. So as a department, our mapping will be strong. So this is the technique or hint. Already I was using this technique and results are wonderful, very wonderful results. So work as a team in the department to have the mapping. Now let us understand PO, because you will not understand PO, then you cannot divide PO into PO elements. So here I will like to tell 2-3 techniques for analyzing PO. Means analyzing the logic of level 1, 2, 3. Be careful, because this is the heart of my session, and depending upon my way, you can think your way. And just for this also, you can sit together in the department and at a department level, you can divide your program outcomes, because program outcomes, electrical engineering department will sit together and their staff members will discuss how this PO1 can be divided into 3 elements. Mechanical engineering department, that is a mechanical program. So their levels or classifications will be different. So based on the nature of course, based on the nature of program, this classification of elements can be different. If you want, at least at institute level, you have to divide these PO elements and then follow that PO element, but don't put arbitrarily 1, 2, 3. So let us see how this PO1 can be mapped at level 1, 2, 3. First PO is engineering knowledge. It is applied knowledge of mathematics, science, engineering, fundamentals, and an engineering specialization to the solution of complex engineering problem. So if I have written CO1, with respect to this knowledge, my students will able to demonstrate. They will able to explain. Dash, dash, dash. They will able to explain. Dash, dash, dash in the course. Now I want to map this CO1 with PO1. Now where I will say 1? I have said 1. Some faculty may say 2. Is CO1, PO1 mapping will be 2. And other faculties mapping will be 3. So we have to divide this PO1 into 3 levels that are called as PO elements. So PO elements, I will define the logic. I will define the logic if my students will able to explain knowledge using mathematics, level is 1. My students will able to explain using knowledge of mathematics and science, my level will be 2. My students will be able to explain something using mathematics knowledge, science knowledge, and engineering fundamental knowledges. Students is able to apply the knowledge of all these 3. Then level of mapping will be 3. Student is able to apply knowledge of only mathematics because some subject may be analytical. And in some subject, analytical subjects, science, engineering, fundamental knowledge might have used in a very less way. So that will be only 1 level. And mathematics science is focused to apply by the students, the level can be 2. This is the very simple way. Then you can think in another way. How you can think? Focus on the complex. So complex engineering problem. I can say my subject don't have problem at all. If my subject don't have problem, it is having very descriptive subject, then where is the knowledge of this? For theory, okay, that will be there. I can say problems are not there, but knowledge of this is there, so I put 1. Or simple problem, very simple, basic problem using science of 11th and 12th science is there. What they learn in 11th and 12th, and problems solution they required complex. They don't require complex solution, but they require to solve very simple problems 1 or 2 using the fundamental knowledge science. Then I will say mapping level is 1 because simple solutions they are able to do. Level mapping 1. Then I will say that moderate type of solutions they are solving. Not the complex, but moderate, then I can say level 2. And if really syllabus is that, or really as a faculty, I made them to able to solve very complex problem, might be beyond my course. In taking as a curriculum, bridging curriculum gap or content beyond syllabus, I can say that mapping level is 3. So this can be different logic. Another logic, see I told you 2 logic. First on the subject, second on the nature of problems, third I will tell you, suppose I have given some activity. Suppose my subject is descriptive and I have given some activity, and all 3 batches have done that activity where I can map this. I can say 60 students have able to show this, mapping level will be 3. No, I gave activity that will be a higher POs, not this, because generally PO1, PO2, PO3 satisfy this in our courses. Let us focus which are not there. This is complication. Many have asked me in feedback form I have received how to map modern tool usage. I will tell you, dear participants, please note, this PO is not for us. Means as a faculty, I should not use modern tool. Means somebody may think that I have to use virtual lab, I have to use advanced software. No, my students should demonstrate use of modern tool usage. But where is the syllabus? In my syllabus, no modern tool usage is given, that was old, and no IT tools, no latest tool. But I can have activity under content beyond syllabus, curriculum or assessment. I will tell students to use modern like I always do. virtual lab I always take. So I will say my students are able to demonstrate virtual lab because they themselves carry out the experiments in the virtual lab. Now I will think I gave virtual lab experiments to perform by students for all 60 students. Then I will map my CO with this PO5 at a level 3. Now here logic I am telling number of students. Then I will say no, I just gave this virtual lab to one batch, and engineering and society, go in society, carry out safety activity. I will show you tomorrow this, how these POs can be mapped and how we can form a teaching plan. Tomorrow you will get better idea. Here our focus is only mapping. So I have given one batch, do some activity related to the safety, go in society, create the safety awareness. One batch I told you, you just demonstrate virtual lab, this experiment, do it virtual lab, present it for the students. Not myself, my students should able to do. And third batch I have given 3. So for this PO mapping will be 1, for this mapping level will be 1. But as I told, in a department, we have to discuss, and if HOD has given responsibility of this PO to satisfy through my activity, because my syllabus can have various activity related to health, societal awareness, safety, cultural issues, then HOD has assigned me this. So I will take this activity for all 60 students related to course. Mind you, not only this will be cultural co-curricular activities. I have to frame my course content with this, going in society and creating awareness. That is not the co-curricular activities. Mind you, my dear participant, they are technical. Techno-social, we can say techno-social. So this will be mapping level 3. But if I am focusing on this, both one batch this, then one mapping level can be 1. If I have given 2 batches modern tool usage, might be 1 batch on virtual lab and 1 batch on other software, I can map this at a level 2. So with number of students, I can do that way. So you have understood now different levels of mapping. Now see environment and sustainability. Impact of professional solutions and demonstrate. So environment and sustainability, if some subjects, definitely some subjects are related to environment and sustainability, let the students do some extra course, certificate course related to energy audit, related to environmental aspects, do some projects, little demo projects or mini projects, and all students have done. I will map this PO7. Ethics. See, always I am telling you, focus on 4 dimensions. So always I focus on ethics also. So this mapping is always there in my CO. So what I can do, I will tell my all students, if they are performing activity, do it ethically. If they are solving papers, do it ethically. So this also we have to frame some activities. Teamwork also, we can focus some teamwork in the class and various activities. Pedagogy we can do tomorrow. I will tell you collaborative learning, experiential learning. Some has asked this doubt. So tomorrow I will tell you. So this teamwork, I can judge them in my class and I can map this. So teamwork, I will say, suppose my chapter is study of LAM. Suppose my course is having chapter study of LAM. Then I will develop my teaching plan, including some team activity based on presentations of the LAMs or demonstrating virtual these videos in the class or carrying games in the class. So definitely I'm judging my study of LAM chapter with teamwork. I will map my CO1 with PO9. What will be level 1? 60 students has given. I will map level 3, only 30 or 20. I will map level 1. Simple logic with number of students. Another 4th logic I will tell you. The 4th logic we can say now, suppose this, let us have communication. Now communication, all my 6 units are there and I am framing all activities of the 6 units where my students will show their communication level. This can be written communication, this can be oral communication. So that way I will show that unit 1, what they will communicate, unit 2, what they will communicate, unit 3, what they will communicate. And I will map level 3. Now my justification is that course has 6 units and for all 6 units I focus on developing students' communication ability. So I have some. First, we are taking a test that I can say it's a written communication. Second, I can say I have done this mock oral for my unit 2 based on unit 2 experiments. Experiments are more on unit 2. So I took mock oral, and then I can say my I checked communication ability of the students. So my all units, I am focusing on my developing students communication skill. So my level of mapping is 3. Where I can say project management and finance for only one unit related to the suppose last 6 units. These are tasks. One unit we can keep for all this PO mapping. And we can execute, suppose department has given me this 3 PO to map from the students activity. Then I will focus that last unit I will execute these activities based on this PO. So I will say that out of 6 units, I have just focused unit 1 or last unit. So mapping level will be 1. If suppose I am focusing 50% of my units, 3 units, I focused on carrying out all these 3 PO activities, then I can say mapping level 2. So many logic I have told you, depending upon your syllabus, depending upon your department's faculty, depending upon your perception, you can develop, but there should be justification properly to the logic. Now in IITs or some NITs, they have developed number of artificial techniques, this ANN artificial neural networks also they are using to develop this logic. But I don't expect that we have to go in such a critical analysis and applications for getting the mapping levels. We are engineers. We are engineers. We can do in a complex way also, in a simple way. But instead of developing logic and doing that, you can do it in a simple way. For doing this simple way also, department has to sit together. So that is about the mapping. So I think now onwards, you will not map arbitrarily with this number 1, 2, 3. You must have justification. If department is not doing, my dear participant, mind you, this may not taken place at the department level. So don't leave to the department and HOD. Number of times it happens. We as a faculty, we must think on that. If you are really taking your syllabus in a good way, do think how these levels can be put in your own way. So that is my request to you. So I hope now this mapping, if we'll do for our subject, 6 COs there. It may be 3 or 4. It may not be unit wise because already Dr. Chandrasekhar, I think, or Dr. Prasad sir has said CO can be unit wise, but in that case, you have to divide CO into different elements of CO. Every CO element you will define or classify in different learning outcomes. So you cannot frame CO unit wise. That is totally wrong concept. As per my knowledge, it is wrong concept. If you are defining CO unit wise, you have to divide every CO into different CO elements or learning outcomes. So better way, frame the CO in a different way. There are some techniques also. So after doing mapping of CO and PO for your subjects, map CO and PO for your all courses in the department. And definitely if you use ideas and hints given by me, definitely your department PO mapping will be strong. Here also you will have mapping. So that was the wonderful way to work together. Same thing you will use for CO, PSO. PSO I told how it is different than PO. So department has decided to focus on this. Here also you have to focus 3 dimensions. This is cognitive, this is skill, and this is behavior values. That is the hint for defining PSO. So definitely if you will define your PSO focusing on dimensions, behavior, attitude, values, and skill based, definitely your mapping of PO and this mapping CO, PSO mapping will be also very strong. Now you have to define sample process of vision and mission. This is not the scope of the our session, but every time you have to show process of vision, mission, formulation. Whenever we use word process of formulation means process of statement creation. Then process of notification, how you notify to your department and institute and to the society and the stakeholders. And third is the process of implementation, how you are implementing it. So when we will see POs also you will formulate, mapping also you will formulate. Even if you will divide your PO elements into different classes, you have to show what was the process of defining your PO elements. And Chandrasekhar sir told that you should not do in your own way. Even Dr. Pradhan also said that rubrics also you don't do your own way. Just get it checked, show it to your departmental authorities, not for its approval, but for their input. So Dr. Pradhan rightly said that not a single thing in our outcome-based education we have to do ourselves, even if we are highest leader or authority. Always we have to see bottom to top approach. We have to see top to bottom approach. Every stakeholder's opinion in all the thing is very important. Even for classifying PO elements, we can ask our student also. So that way you can classify your PO elements. So here I will like to ask, I will like to tell you some tools, techniques, strengthening of mapping. Doing exercises and effective monitoring. We have designed, I myself has designed number of exercises, because when we say PO classification, how we'll do exercises of that. For CO-PO mapping is required, for CO framing mapping is required, how CO can be framed. CO cannot be framed by only subject teacher, because Mangal Dhain is teaching this subject, but earlier to Mangal Dhain 10 years dash teacher was taking. So why not to take that teacher's opinion for Mangal Dhain's course outcome? So that way every teamwork is required. Do exercises collectively, keep record of that exercises, keep photo of exercises, keep audio visual of that process. Dr. Chavan sir can keep this record of our FDP, and they can show to the NBA that I gave training to my faculty first. And they will really appreciate. And in number of colleges, when answer could not come satisfactorily, committee asked them why you did not conduct faculty development program, at least for your staff. So that way do exercise, and that will be creating wonderful proofs for the committee and for showing process, and mapping will be definitely strengthened. So do exercises, effectively monitor exercises. I have given some exercises in my Google form, which I will take today. So you can show to your head and just sit together and do that simple exercises. Keeping records of teamwork of doing exercises, already I told you, apply Kaizen. So this is the Japanese technique. Once you will do mapping, again check it, evaluate, again do, again see in syllabus whether you can strongly map that. Again you can change your mapping. Once you will do mapping, that never remains constant. Every year it can change, mapping can change. You have to go upper and upper. Your mapping level of 1 should go to reach to level 2. How? That is also really different things to check it. Focusing on classes of PO. So when you will focus on PO classes, that is a very simple hint. Divide 12 POs into classes. I told you my way of classes, 4 classes. My one paper is there on this. You can refer that paper. And in my paper, I have divided PO into 4 classes. And what will be benefit of dividing PO into classes? You can select assessment tool depending upon the class. See, if you want to measure rice, you will use kilogram. If you want to measure liquid or oil, you will use liter. So whether you will measure liquid and milk and oil with kilogram also. So how we can do your assessment of all 12 POs with one tool as a midterm exam, oral exam? No. Depending upon the classes of PO, you have to use tool. And Pradhan sir rightly explained you what is the importance of the assessment tool. And he explained in a detailed way rubrics, all the aspects. So that was really nice session. And assessment is very, very important. If your mapping is not logical, committee don't accept. Then your attainment level may be 100%, you will not get the marks. Mapping has to be correct. So if your assessment tool is not correct, then also there is no use of attainment level. So committee do focus on your CO attainment sheet also, and that there also write assessment tool you have to show for your CO. All 6 COs cannot be mapped with only 2 or 3. Direct, indirect assessment tools rubric has to be used. And if you will divide PO in 3 or 4 classes, depending upon the class, you can select your assessment tool. Like I will say my ethics, lifelong learning, self-learning, communication PO is class 4 PO, and for this ethics, self-learning, lifelong learning PO, I use the activities and I use the rubric, and I will show the rubric. So that rubric I have used for assessing my 4th class of PO. So my paper is there. If you are interested, you can go, and everything becomes simple if you will implement the logic of classes of PO. Assessment becomes simple, and in department level also you can finalize. You can define class 1 assessment tool list A, class of PO2 assessment tool list B, class is 3, assessment tool list is 3. So like that, no faculty require depth of knowledge, and they can just select class and just select the tool. And this is already done by me in my earlier department. I was head of department. I implemented all these techniques before they came in accreditation. I am confident to say you, and I am very glad. I implemented first, and then that things came in accreditation. So that gives really wonderful performance of institute and department. If we take as a teamwork and we focus few teachers to aspect class 3 PO, few teachers to aspect class 4, and we gave them assessment tools, and definitely it gives wonderful outcome-based education. And unfortunately, we were not ready to focus on all these demands of the industry, and therefore accreditation has forced to specify industrial demands in this 12 PO. And if we give this 12 PO knowledge to the students, really students' performance also increase a higher level. So outcome-based education, heart of this is in 12 PO. Understand 12 PO, keep in your heart, and always your performance will be always outcome-based. It will be wonderful. So working at department level, distributing weekly mapped POs, means weekly mapping. Wherever weekly mapping is there, sit at department level and just try together how you can increase your mapping. If you will work on mapping in a better way, definitely your next step of assessment and attainment will be in a very good way. So that I would like to say. Now framing of all activities focusing on mapping of COPU. Now each and every activity should be framed, mapped with your CO, PO, PSO, PO, vision, mission. Like Dr. Chavan sir said. He said the meaning in a 2 sentence that you keep in mind. Now consider my today's activity. My today's activity, I said yes to Chavan sir. Yes, I will present my session. Why I said yes and why I am doing this activity? Because I will show that how I am doing contribution to the society level and how I am demonstrating to my students. Because that will be not for me, but for my demonstrating to the students. If I will not do, how my students will learn? I should be their role model. If we will do, then our students will do. And also there are marks for our innovative pedagogical initiatives. And whether you have taken society's critique on that, whether society's persons have developed your views further. So tomorrow I will explain my pedagogical initiatives in a little way. You can develop them. So that was also to map our outcome-based education. So every little activity we have to frame with our PO, vision, mission. If our vision is to go to Delhi, we should not look at to Kanyakumari, Bombay. No, our face should be in that way only. So vision is very important. Little activity has to frame with respect to that. And if we will do that, then really mapping will be very good. So just I will like to explain some exercises, how these exercises helps strengthening of mapping. So see, department wise activity, exercise on mapping, PO and vision. So department will sit together and we will do there. This exercise, preparing of PO, vision, distinct matrix. I told you classification of every PO, you have to think vision classification. And then every college, every departments, your mission statements will be different. So that way you can divide into mission statements also. So department-wise activity writing justifications. Justifications need to write down for mapping. Individual activity, CO, PO mapping. So you can do it, just get it checked with seniors who taught the same subject, keep record on that, keep the suggestions. So group-wise activity and this. So all these department heads, NBA coordinator can sit together and just divide PO elements into different 3 classes. So all these assignments I have developed myself, and we have developed one booklet for our staff members. And as an NBA coordinator of my institute, I first gave training to my faculty and took all these assignments from them. And now they will be very good proof for our NBA committee also. So that way you can also think. So I would like to conclude because I want to give some time for question answer series. Today we have second session, and so I am completing in time. Tomorrow I can give some extra time if you are required for our question answers. So conclusion, I would like to conclude now. I hope that all my dear friends who attended this session will able to identify connect between the 2 terms, all the 2 terms, vision, mission, PO, PSO, CO, PO. Recognize the importance of mapping. Mapping is the base, fundamental base of NBA outcome based education. So you might have understood importance. Now you can establish the correlation between 2 terms in consistency form, in mapping form, correlation form. Then analyze PO into distinct PO elements. I will be with you. I don't want to finish just after this. WhatsApp group is there. You can sit together, you can classify, you can have dialogues with me because I do focus on implementation part. If you would implement, I will be really happy to have outcome. Then creating mapping, you will create the mapping in a better way. So that simple assignment I am expecting you from today, because if you will not do mapping of COPO today, then we cannot discuss in a better way tomorrow how to find out curriculum gap and content beyond syllabus. So I would like to request do this exercise for your CO for forthcoming semester. Map with the way I told you, and then see where your COPO mapping is weak, and then I will tell you how from that COPO weak mapping you can write down content beyond syllabus, and how content beyond syllabus of every faculty will create the bridging curriculum gap of the department. Many of you have mentioned request that focus on the procedure of curriculum gap. Tomorrow I am going to focus that. Then evaluate mapping. You will be able to evaluate your own mapping and apply tools techniques to strengthen mapping levels. So this Google form you can have photo, or I will post today on WhatsApp group. Unfortunately, many have not joined my WhatsApp group. So I will request Dole Madam Coordinator to post this Google form today, where you can upload your this assignment. So upload this assignment today and keep that assignment with you tomorrow. So that will help us to discuss curriculum gap and content beyond syllabus also. So that will help you for your teaching plan also, because today's session is on teaching plan. So you can use the content learned in today's session plan after learning tomorrow. So better way it will be your teaching plan. So for my this session references, I use NITTR SWAYAM AICTE approved 8-week course. So I recently did 8-week course in January. So number of concepts I took from this SWAYAM NITTR course. So I would like to thank to SWAYAM team for clearing my some concepts. Then I use my own paper on course outcome from Indian Journal, where I told you this how to define course outcome, what can be characteristics of course outcome, and 4 classes of PO. So that was published in IST journal, AICTE IST journal. This is also from AICTE IST journal. So if you would like, you can ask me, I can give that papers to you. And then this IEEE paper also I have referred. Tomorrow's session will be based on this. And I would like to tell you this IEEE paper was very wonderful, and it has given me too many opportunities at international level. So little things one simple things can also give recognition at international level. So that this paper tomorrow I will take a more content from that, and this paper also adapting learning outcome framework using Bloom's taxonomy. So I use all these references for my session. So now any questions you would like to ask?
Hello, madam.
Hmm.
Madam,
Yes.
you have conducted a very nice session. Really, you have explained in a very simple language and nicely how to formulate the COs, POs, PSOs, mission, vision, what are the criteria for mapping level, mapping level. Then see, you have in detail you explain about this. Thank you very much. So one question I would like to ask you,
Yes. Thank you,
that is
sir.
most of the courses, in most of the courses, the COs does not map with POs beyond PO 6 to PO 12.
Yes.
So in that case, we have to conduct some activities in order to map these POs beyond PO 6 to PO 12. Means
Yes.
some expert lectures, internship programs, industrial training, then content-based beyond syllabus like that, and some social activities, some community development activities like that. So would you like to tell me how to attain these POs beyond 6 to 12?
Yes, I sir told you as a department level, HOD and all faculty has to sit together. Depending upon the course, every faculty has to select. Suppose 6 POs, we can say that we are not able to map with our course. Then POs we as a department has to divide among faculties. Suppose communication PO I have selected, then learning and ethic PO I have selected. So I will frame my teaching learning activities based on this PO. That I do with my simple technique. If I am taking any course, then we have to do collaborative learning. We have to do experiential learning. I have to focus on my pedagogical ways. So in my class, I take the game. In my class, I tell the students to carry out some activities. For example, safety. If I will focus on PO safety, I told my students in this term, be students, you create the safety quiz based related to the syllabus and outside also. And we hosted that quiz in coordination association with MEC DCL. So that quiz was really wonderful experience and response. More than 4,000 have appeared the quiz. So I can rightly say that my PO is satisfied too much at level 3. I can say that because it was the impact with some professional bodies, MEC DCL people, and they also benefited too much. So I can show that I have mapped my PO with respect to the safety PO. Always we think in a wrong way. CO means only syllabus. Oh, syllabus, I have opportunity to take syllabus in some different ways, in collaborative ways, activities ways, game ways. So I can say I created game for unit 6 where I have shown my teamwork of the students. So teamwork I have satisfied with my 6th unit by asking students to perform games in the class. That games are technical games. I can show you tomorrow how we can do that. And one wonderful tool NBA has recently added in the accreditation test norm, portfolio tool. So they are saying give some tasks to the students, portfolio, where you can judge students based on their skills, based on their knowledge, ability, behavior. So if we give portfolio to the students, really we can assess them on these 4 dimensions, and really our rest of the POs we can map with our CO only, not another co-curricular activities, based on our syllabus only. So that way there are techniques. Tomorrow's session will give some more ideas on that. I have added some videos also.
Okay, second question is, in case of indirect attainment of CO,
Okay.
so means COs also, some COs directly attend, some COs we have to attend indirectly. in
Yes.
some content of syllabus, expert lectures, and all that. So how the weightage should be given means for direct assessment and indirect assessment.
Now
80-20 or
yes, continue, sir.
for internal assessment, how much weightage should be given? For external assessment, how much weightage should be given? For direct attainment and indirect attainment, how much weightage should be given?
Huh. Now for CO attainment, NBA is saying don't consider indirect tools. For CO attainment, they have given us excuse only using direct attainment tools. But I think if I am focusing on a portfolio and if I am focusing all remaining POs through the activities, and activities has to assess through the rubrics, what Pradhan sir said yesterday. So I will say that rubric, if it is based on some students' feedback or some indirect, then that can be indirect tool. So CO attainment, we can just use direct tool only. So there is no ratio percentage. But
The
for
course-
PO attainment and PO attainment, NBA says that use direct assessment tools and indirect assessment tools. In that case, we can decide at our level 80 to 20 or 80.
20% for
There are
indirect.
different techniques. There are different techniques. I will tell you. If we consider our term work marks, say the term work marks, just number of persons think that term work marks at university, so they put in the direct. Means it is not the classification internal tools and external tools or internal tools and university tools. It is direct and indirect. So we have to think if term work marks we are giving internally, so that can be internal assessment tools. So percentage should be also ready, justified. If you will say 60 to 40, they will not accept because 40% you are giving to the internal tools. So that has to justify again.
And this course exit feedback which we are carrying out at the end
Yes.
of the
Yes.
semester.
Yes.
So that is to be considered as a indirect for
Yes,
indirect attainment.
indirect only. Yes, indirect only. Course end survey. Course end survey.
Course and survey, course
Teaching,
exit feedback.
after
or course and
teaching, after teaching my course, I am taking course and survey. So
Yes.
that is indirect assessment.
survey. Okay. The last question is,
Huh.
what criteria should be kept for setting the target of COPO attainment for first time NBA? Means if our college is going for NBA for the first time,
Huh.
then how should we set the target of CO attainment and PO attainment?
See, if you see set target 60%, always they will not accept. If you keep target at lower level, definitely your attainment will be higher. So for keeping target level, there are two methods to find out the average. I will tell you, sir, for polytechnic level, there is no difficulty because you have board results. You can also find out average, and depending upon that, you can keep the target. But for UG courses, unfortunately, affiliated university, we cannot find out the average, and we have to go to the threshold method of keeping. So target also, if you will keep, don't keep so high, don't keep so low. But I think then you can select like 60 for 65% than 60. Because if you will keep your target level low and you will have good attainment, unfortunately your marks will be missed because they will say your target was low. Only one thing in NBA is required that I would like to tell. NBA never thinks so higher expectation from you. It focuses on your progress graph.
Yeah.
If you are keeping your target level, the second year there is a positive growth, third year there is a positive growth, definitely you will get good marks. But if in some year it will have negative slope, then you will lose marks.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Any another questions? Madam, can you read?
Yes, Manish Kumar sir is there. Manish sir, please ask your question. Sir, you are unmuted. Please ask your question.
Hello, good afternoon, madam.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for such a wonderful session, ma'am. I have a queries that I have mapped the COs and POs, okay,
Yes.
and then I have calculated the target level, okay.
Okay.
and then after that attainment level of that CO with the PO that I have calculated on the basis of the student secured the marks, and that is a direct attainment and indirect attainment. Okay.
Okay.
So some subjects I am getting that the target level, for an example, target level is target level is 2.2, and the
Yes.
attainment is more than 2.2.
Yes,
So
it
is
can
it
happen.
okay, or
Yes,
is
yes.
it okay?
Yes, sir, it is absolutely right. It can happen because it
Okay.
shows indications that you have worked more than your expectations.
Okay.
There is
Okay,
no
ma'am.
problem.
Ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Then in that case, in in the SAR section,
Yes,
that
yes,
is the
yes,
continuous improvement
yes,
criterion.
yes.
So there is a table of observation. Okay. Attainment level, then sorry, target level, then attainment level, and then observation for each POs. So
Yes.
in that, what we will write in the observation
Sir, you
table?
can write down. You can write down. This my attainment level was higher than target level. So now this time I am improving my target level, and that has to be there because we have
Oh,
to change our vision too after 10 years, 5 years. We have to change our POs also. We have to change our CO also. There is misunderstanding about CO cannot change. CO has to change. Even if syllabus remains same, CO has to change because I am focusing on some different aspects of PO to map with my curriculum based through my pedagogical way. So my CO will definitely focus. This time I have decided to focus on developing communication skills than self-learning skill of students. So I will write down my CO, this unit students will demonstrate using their good communication skills. So that way, I said the Kaizen is the important technique for strengthening all this. So in your seventh criteria, you will write down I am improving my target level, and that is a really wonderful result. Means you can show that I am able to improve my target. I am changing my expectation. My dream has to change.
okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, one question is there from Swati. How should we discuss this CO and POs with the students? If you can give some example. Yes, first my lecture starts with my PPT for the students. I present PPT for planning. If I am taking second year class, I am taking PPT of 6 semesters, how they will plan, what activities are important for them, why they are important, what is NBA, what are POs? POs are your skills, abilities, which recruiters will check. So if you want good campus, you have to focus developing your skills depending upon these POs. I write POs from the students in my journal. And I have created one PPT I have given to my all faculties. I took myself them lecture for my all faculties, how students can be trained to that. So that I will tell you, first session should start from our NBA, PO, CO, and then in usual way. So if we will do this, there is a wonderful contribution from the students. I will tell you, in this lockdown period, my students took 3 experiments on virtual lab. They know the importance of modern tool usage. They know the importance of virtual lab. So all this, only one lecture is required to inculcate all these things among students, and that makes them self-generated, self-triggering. So if attitude is set in a good way, then system becomes self-driven. So I will request all of you to focus on giving knowledge of COs, POs to the students. First page of journal should start with all these POs and this. And then see, at least few students will start recognizing importance of this activity, and in accreditation they do check from the students whether they know CO and PO. Okay, so any another question?
Yes, anyone wants to ask question, please raise hand.
How to map ethics? One question is there, how to map ethics PO to technical subject? Now see, my subject is electrical engineering related subject, and power system I am taking. Now what is ethics related to the power system? So we should not tap or theft, there should not be theft of electricity. This is the ethics related to my course. So I will tell students, do some activity, encourage, give awareness to the people, to the society, that how we can reduce the theft, how to motivate them to avoid theft of electricity. So this is the ethics related to my subject, and I took some activity. Maybe we might be only 5 students have performed that activity. So I map this ethics with my CO. Alternatively, I can say that I never allow students to copy. I never give marks, term work marks unethical way. That is always whoever will do the work, he is a ranker, let he is any GS or any activity, I will focus on his performance. In my lecture, I tell students, I will particularly obey all ethics in giving you marks. So you should also follow all the ethics in doing the term work of the syllabus. Don't do copy work for this assignment. I set the assignments differently for the students so that no copy work will be there. So this ethics I tell my students, and I tell my all the participants also. So that way we can map our CO with ethics. Okay, any another question?
Nirav Mehta, sir, please ask your question. Nirav Mehta, sir, are you there?
Good afternoon, madam.
Yes, good afternoon.
Madam, my question is, when NBA team is come for the final observation at the institute level, they will always ask about the impact analysis of every activity. So I would
Which
like
analysis?
to impact
Yes,
analysis.
impact. Yes, it's very important. Impact. Yes. So what you would like to ask?
So I would like to know about the ways and procedure for the impact analysis of technical activities.
Yes. Now see, impact analysis if you want to show, and that is the heart of NBA. Suppose let us take our self-appraisal. So every college has self-appraisal system, and they do take self-appraisal from the faculty. But what is the impact of this system? You are taking appraisal from the faculty and you are just issuing memos or note to the faculty whose self-appraisal marks are below 250, or some punishment actions you are taking. Okay, that you have taken negative process from that. But what was the impact? Whether the issued notices, memos to the faculty have improved them to change teaching levels? And my experience is no. If you use negative tool, your impact will be always negative. So I would like to give hints also. If you will think in a better way, that is particular to the administrator, to Chavan sir or HOD, if you will think in a positive way, the persons who are having good self-appraisal, just give them one letter from the principal sign. And I have received so many letters from my principal because I initiated all these techniques in my earlier institute, and my principal used to implement them, and it gives really wonderful results. So
Right.
one letter can motivate 5 faculty of the department to create more and more works. Like these activities might be like some another contribution. And some administrators think, no, then what 6 people will think? They will talk, going on talking, and they got the letters like that. Forget about that. Don't focus on that. So I must be able to show the impact of my NBA team. See, Mrs. Mangal then was very less in creating the, suppose mapping, her mapping was poor. I gave this remark, and now her mapping has become strong. Mrs. Mangal then could not take the activities of the department. See her, suppose paper presentation or FDP contributions, participation is less. So I told her, may not be written. I told her that is not less, or she has contributed in a good way. And I issued some positive letter. And see the impact now, Mrs. Then participated from 10 activities to the 20 activities. See, Mrs. Then is improved. So such analysis we need to do for our every system. Might be it is a teaching plan, academic planner. So impact is very important, and there are very good and simple techniques for impact analysis, and that is why we call it as an outcome-based system. So outcome, we need to show our outcome in impact analysis. It has to be statistical. So if I am giving letter appreciation letter, 20% faculty's contribution is increased, 30%, and that graph, year-wise graph we need to show. So every criteria wise, I can tell you how we can show impact analysis. Any another question? Okay, now we are running time. So in question answers, if they are, you can ask me on WhatsApp group or session. Okay. Thank you. I would like to thank you, Dr. Salim Chavan sir, principal, coordinator Vaishnavi Dole madam, Gauri madam, and all the team members of committee and management. All thank you, dear participant. Thank you, thank you, thank you, all of you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to invite Honorable Professor Manoj Modgare sir, Convener FTP, Principal, GWCET Polytechnic, to conclude the session.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon to one and all present in online national level 1 week FDB organized by Govindra Vandari College of Engineering, Polytechnic. Today's guest speaker, Dr. Mrs. Mangal Dend Madam, Dr. Hemant Sonare Sir, Director Vandari Group, Dr. Salim Chavan Sir, Principal GWCT, Professor Nikam Sir, Professor Dole Madam, and all the organizing team of the FDP. Today the topic of the FDP is the mapping of PO with the vision, CO with the PO, and CO with the PSO, tools, strategies, and the techniques for strengthening. In today's session, Dr. Mangal Dend Madam explained the concept of the mapping. She explained the hints of the mapping of the institute vision with the mission, then how to formulate the vision, how to formulate the mission, mapping of the CO with the PO, understanding the PO, understanding the mapping of the CO with the PO, mapping of CO with the PSO, tools and techniques for strengthening the mapping, and how we can plan the exercise for the mapping. So this session is very much helpful to participants to understand the mapping of the PO, vision, CO, PO, PSO, and to use the tools, strategies, and the technique. Today's guest speaker, Dr. Mrs. Mangal Dend Madam, for delivering a very nice talks. Thank you, Madam. With this, I conclude my remarks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. It is indeed a privilege for me to be here to propose vote of thanks. On behalf of Govindra Vandari College of Engineering and Technology Polytechnic, I extend my gratitude to Honorable Dr. Mrs. Mangal Dend for such a wonderful session on mapping of PEO, vision, COPO, and COPSO, tools, strategies, and techniques for strengthening. The session was really informative and knowledgeable. Ma'am has given detailed knowledge about mapping, its concept, its process, mapping of institutional and departmental vision mission, method of analysis for splitting CO, PO, and its levels, mapping of PEO, COPO, COPSO, and strategies, tools, and techniques to strengthen the mapping. After attending this wonderful session, we are definitely able to identify the connection and correlation between two terms, analyze PO, create and evaluate mapping, and understood the tools and techniques of strengthening mapping levels. We are very fortunate to hear words of wisdom. Once again, I thank you for having such an informative and useful session. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, the session has completed successfully. Participants can join today's afternoon session, which is at 2 p.m. on the same link provided to you. You are requested to join the session 10 minutes before. Thank you. Thank you very much.